Hey folks, today I wanted to do a little video about puffballs. I was out pheasant hunting, and it turns out I'm not much of a hunter, but I'm not a bad gatherer. And I found this puffball growing out in the grass in the oak savanna here in southern Wisconsin. You've seen these around. They're very easy to identify. Sometimes they get a lot bigger than this. The characteristic of the puffball is it does not have a real strong flavor. It's not a real rich mushroomy flavor. It's mostly air and water, and you'll see it's really weird when you cut it open. Just a very smooth, consistent texture of like nothing. But that makes it very versatile because you can sort of flavor it any way you want as you prepare it. And you end up with an ingredient that's really great to add to soups and stews, chowders, gravy. Very versatile in the kitchen. So today we'll show you how we do up the puffball. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is just peel this little guy. I'm not sure you technically have to peel him, but I like to. Actually, the first thing we should do is make sure it's good. I'm going to just cut her open. If you would get any sort of discoloration, yellow or green or brown, that means this thing's past its prime. Oh yeah, see? So that's starting to go. Goodness news, we can just cut that off. Not going to use that part. Bye-bye. I don't think it's going to hurt you, but it's just not as desirable as these nice, pure white areas. Now that we've got these peeled and we've got the yellowish part cut away, we're just left with this completely null, foamy stuff. It is like a foam. We're going to cut it into little pieces, 1/2 inch square. Okay, now we've got this cut into little squares. Cut it with a bread knife, actually. And even after we discarded the stuff that was discolored, we still ended up with a huge volume. But it's not going to remain a huge volume, because when this cooks down, because it is mostly water and air, it's going to cook down to almost nothing. When I cook, I like to keep a little beef fat around. If I make hamburgers or something and you have some fat from that, I cook a lot of venison. The beef fat's great for that, but it's also great for these puffball mushrooms. Now, if you don't have beef fat, I assume you could use vegetable oil or probably even bacon grease. And the theme of the puffball cooking here is that it'll just take on the flavor of whatever you cook it on. Maybe you'll have puffballs that taste like bacon if you use bacon grease to cook it. Or you could probably cook it in butter. And just like that, they've soaked up all the beef fat. Basically, the idea here is we're going to dry these out. They're going to really reduce down and be much smaller little things. And then we're going to add a lot of flavorings that'll sort of puff them back up. So, you know, like Worcestershire sauce, maybe some garlic powder, a little sherry, or you could use red wine or white wine. You could use teriyaki, soy sauce. The idea here is, you know, it's whatever you like. Put it in there, because that's the flavor that these things are going to take on, in addition to their subtle natural mushroom flavor. Well, that is looking good, and when that cooks down, that is going to be pretty much it. There we go. Puffball mushrooms. Ready for the kitchen. Alright guys, you can see how these have cooked down. I wish you could smell that. A little bit nutty, a little bit mushroomy, very mild. We'll spread those out on a cookie sheet or a frying pan that's been left in the freezer for half an hour, so these quick freeze. Put them in a Ziploc bag and then just take out a handful, throw them in your soup or your gravy. Oh yeah, good stuff. Frozen puffballs.